Hey guys, welcome to yet another knife video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to hone a knife, which is sharpening and polishing the blade, and how to give it that little bit of a fine sharp. So, and what you're going to need to start out, okay, and I'm going to be sharpening my grandfather's case knife that I showed in the previous video. I began honing this one blade. I don't know if you can fucking invert a son of a bitch. Okay, come on. Kind of see a little bit on, it's a little polished, but you can still see those little dots in the blade. Now, this is what it pretty much looks like before. You see all them fucking dots and rust. Oh, that's a good show right there. Okay. So, I'm gonna focus on a small one for today. Okay, to start out with, I am going to be using 80 grit sandpaper. It's probably necessary to have a paper towel too, just so you're not making a mess. And we're going redneck with some WD-40. So, and this is just to give it a little bit of a rough, kind of a rough edge to it. It kind of, in a way, preps it to where you can use a finer cut, which I'm going to be using a whetstone, and it gives it that extra cutting edge, so it can cut, the hair off your arm. It could cut paper, and we're going to test that theory here with this. So give it a good shake. Mind you, don't do it while the knife is in your hand if you're new to this, because you'll end up stabbing yourself in the head. So I'm just going to put that there for now. Okay, going to hold it like that. Going to give it a little bit of WD-40, try not to get my stuff wet here. Okay. Whew. Fresh smell WD-40. And it's kind of hard to do with my camera. You just kind of ride the knife along the sandpaper. Like that. Okay. So I'm going to do that. It will snag a little bit, but that's just getting all the burrs out. And you don't want to be rough with it either. You want to be nice and easy with it. Probably shouldn't have done this with a dip end, but oh well. Now, the WD-40 kind of soaked in with the sandpaper, so I can somewhat show you a little bit better. Maybe. I don't know. When you do it, you want to have your blade on an angle. I know it looks flat right now, but see how you're seeing the top of it? You want to just have it at a little bit of an angle and go with it. You want to make sure you get the whole blade. Okay. I'm only going to do a couple swipes with it because this was beyond dull. So, and you know, if it's not even really that dull, you don't even really need to use this. So, I did not think this through like usual. just set that there. Okay, give it a little bit of a wipe. And, you know, the best thing about using WD-40 is that it also lubricates the knife. And that's what some people fail to see is when you have any kind of knife, whether it be a pocket knife, whether it be a butterfly knife, whether it even be a fucking katana, you always have to keep it lubricated or else it's going to rust. If you stop lubricating your knife, which I can't grab this knife, it'll look like this flatter, this one here. See all that rust? That's from not having any lubricant on it. And this is one of many of my grandfather's knives, so it kind of makes it hard to lubricate all of the knives that you have when you have at least fucking, hell, he probably had like 25 knives or something. But, okay, we are going to move on to the whetstone. Now, this is just a fine cut whetstone, and it's not wet, which is kind of defeating the purpose, but I'm going to wet the whetstone with WD-40, so kind of works, kind of doesn't, you know. We're kind of rednecking it in a way, making it easy as possible to where you don't have to fucking have a belt sander or a buffing wheel or anything like that just to make your knife decent. So, gonna real gently spray this, spread it out on the stone with our knife. And with the whetstone, you want to do the same thing as you did with the sandpaper on an angle, and just keep doing that. You want to get both sides of the blade. Let me say that right now, because you'll have one side of the blade that will cut and another side that won't cut. I want to do this probably with this knife I'm using. Probably going to need done a good bit, but alright. And if your whetstone kind of dries out, just spray it a little bit more with the WD-40 and go on from there. This also lubricates it some more. You can never over lubricate a knife. There's probably a couple knife collectors or sharpeners or even makers that says yes you can, but you can't. The only reason they would say that is for the fact that it would slip out of your hand or something stupid like that. Because case, especially case, they use actual steel. They use a metal where it's not like a Chinese blade where it's fucking, it's like cast iron, or not even cast iron, but like stainless steel. It's not heat treated, is what I should say. Where these knives are, that's what makes Case and Buck and Imperials and even Gerbers. Some, well, I can't really say Gerber because some Gerbers, I won't lie, are shit. So, we got a good bit of an edge on that. I'm just using a ripped up envelope to test, but I like to keep in that groove. It does have a good edge on it. Whoops, that actually tore. I won't count that. There's actually glue there. But you can see it does grab a little bit. Could be sharpened a little bit more, but now, like I did say, I did start honing it to somewhat give you an idea. Alright, this little white thing right here comes in many colors, comes in many sizes. It is called rouge. And when I used to do leather making, I should actually get back into it, but brings back some memories. I got this from Tandy Leather, Tandy Leather Factory. You can go on their website. They sell it just like this. It comes in individual package. You can, if you have a craft store near you, like a Hobby Lobby or whatever, they should have a leather section for leather work. Just say, hey, I need some rouge or anything like that. And this is otherwise known as stropping. So we got our strop here. All it is this is leather glued onto some wood. It's an easy strop. But this is the rough side of the leather. Leather has a smooth side and a rough side. You want to glue the smooth side to the wood. If you're going to make this, and it's real thin leather too, if you're going to do this, the smooth side is glued onto the wood and the rough side is shown. Okay. You want to take your rouge, and it doesn't matter whatever side you can, but you just want to rub it on there. And sometimes it doesn't really show that it's on there, but trust me, when you're rubbing this on and whatnot, it shows. See, this was my grandfather's, and before he was using a green rouge. Oh, fall's definitely hitting. But you want to do the same thing. Now, this is the key to doing this. You have the dull side, the back of the blade, and you got the sharp side that will cut your finger if you're not careful. The dull side, or the back of the blade, you want on top of it at an angle. And you want to just follow it back and forth. I know this isn't really a good view of it, but you just keep doing this. And like I said, this takes a lot to do to get that perfect shine, but considering I'm limited to time, just give it a little bit of finesse to it. And there's still a little bit on it, but it showed out a little bit shinier. A little bit. Now, actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to throw another clip onto this, so give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I only get like 15 minutes per clip to do it this way. Uh, if I do it any other way, I gotta broadcast, and let's face it, I don't know. But anyway, uh, still stropping it. You know, once when you get a rhythm down, you can just keep at it. Now, what I'm going to do, and I would use a finer sandpaper, but this time I couldn't really find fine sandpaper, so I'm definitely gonna be careful. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my rough sandpaper again, and it still has WD-40 on it. On the face of the blade to get some of them pits out. I'm just going to go over it nice and easy. I might have to spray a little lube on it. Okay. Some of these are kind of a bitch to get out, so sometimes you do have to use a sanding belt. But I'm just saying, for quick polish and sharpen, you know, this is the way to go. I did get a little bit of dirt off of it, so it works out for the best. Plus, you know, unless you really are anal with your blades, you know, it kind of gives it character. And I say that a lot for a lot of things. But, I'm going to go ahead and sharpen this a little bit more. Man, the room's going to smell like WD-40 tonight. You're just going to use that same strop technique. And it's good to kind of wipe down the blade after you're done uh, having it on the whetstone, because you're getting the little residue parts of the whetstone out of the pit, so kind of keeps it clean. But let's drop the controller. But yeah, that's does have a good edge on it. Just drop it a little more. Needs a little more rouge. And rouge, I think, is like maybe $4 at most for it. So it's not really that expensive. A whetstone, you can just go to any flea market. And that's where I got this one. I got it at a flea market for like $1. So, I mean, you can pick up whetstones, but they're gonna cost you. You know, I've seen whetstones go probably to like $80, $90. And you don't need to spend that much just for a fucking whetstone. Alright. As you can see, it looks a lot cleaner. There's still a couple spots on it, but not all that much. So, going to test the hair trick. It does drag, so it is cutting, and yeah, I can't. It's real hard to see in the camera, but before it couldn't even cut hair, and now it is. It's cutting my hair. You know, it cut the paper. I'll even show that again just for proof. If I can get a good grip on it. I mean, it definitely can still use a little bit of sharpening, but this isn't really the best paper to test it on. Like I said, it's an envelope, so right there. Nice even cut, so. But yeah, that's how you sharpen and hone, or otherwise known as strop, a knife. If you just want a quick shine a knife, you know, I'll take this flat blade that has a lot of rust on it. I'll hone it a little bit. Whoop. And you kind of gotta be careful with pocket knives, especially old ones, because they love to fucking go forward and hit you in the finger. Trust me, I've had my experiences. Okay, it didn't really take the pits out, but it gave it a little bit of a polish, you know. And like I said, if you want to get them pits out, just take our sandpaper, and you gotta do it really easy, because if you do it too hard, you will scratch the blade, and you can't buff out a fucking knife like you can a car. I mean, you can, but it's much better if you just take it nice and easy. Let the sandpaper ride the knife. Yeah, I got a little bit of rust there at the tip. So the sandpaper does take it out. It just takes a lot of time to do. I know it seems like I'm pushing really hard, but I'm just letting it slide on the knife. And, you know, this kind of scratched it up a little bit. This fucking controller. Did scratch it up a little bit, but since I already sandpapered it and honed it a little bit, I might as well give it a little bit of an edge. Spray our WD-40 or any oil-based lubricant. I prefer WD-40. You know, I used it all my life. And if you can hear that sound, that's the it going with against the burrs in the blade. And for those who don't understand really what I mean by the burrs in the blade, you get every time you make a cut, a hard cut on something, and it's not lubricated right and stuff like that, it actually kind of chips the blade itself. So yeah, there's still a good bit of burrs on that. Has maybe a little bit of an edge on it. But okay, and give it one last hone. Alright, give that a final wipe down. Alright, you can see that it took a little bit out, not much. You know, it's still there. Like I said, it does take a lot of time to do. But yeah, that's the basic tutorial on how to polish the blade, how to sharpen the blade, and you know, how to lubricate the blade. So, and he has this is a tri-blade. The big knife, it's got some rust on it, but it's old. It's a very, very old case knife, so. But, yeah. Sorry it took forever to get this. Like I said, I'm busy 24/7, pretty much. But that's the basic tutorial. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, leave a comment down below. I will answer them straight away as soon as possible. Because for the guys that want to get into knife making, or not really knife making, but how to take care of their knives, like if someone just got a new knife and has no idea on how to take care of them, you know, I've been collecting knives since I was 13, and I'm 22 years old, so yeah, I can help you out with as much as possible. You know, you leave a comment saying, can you show it a little bit better on how you sanded it or how you, yeah, stropped it or whetstones it or whatever. Let me know, because I'm here to help you guys with this kind of stuff, and, yeah. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and drop a like. It helps me out a lot. And if you're new to the channel and are into this kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe and have your notifications on and be up to date on some knife videos. So until then, I will see you guys in the next video. So take it easy.